India with a focus on diesel, light duty, and petrol cars. Thank you very much for coming. And you can
Well, now I feel really, I mean, Sir's presentation was really good enough to think about this presentation. Why? Because at one point of time, we are thinking about the availability, demand, and supply chain constraints of the fuel. Uh, uh, in that scenario, there is another path uh, where we can think of how optimize or how economically we can use the fuel consumption of the vehicles. The presentation was actually to be made by Mr. Saurabh Diddi. Unfortunately, he went to ministry. So I am Sundaramurthy. I'm his colleague working under this program. Uh, let's see. Of course, you people are well aware about the energy demand and the fuel demand in the transport sector, why it is important. Because if I'm not wrong, the automobile sector is the fast growing sector in India, and I think it may be around the second largest sector, which is going, which is seeing the rapid change in the growth. And of course, it's very important for us to think not only on the emissions in terms of uh, how efficiently I can supply the fuel. It is also important for us to think how efficiently we can make our vehicle to achieve certain target, so that we can reduce our own energy demand. So of course, road transport consumes 86 percentage of the total energy in India, and railways it's around 12 percentage, and aviation sector it's around 2 percentage. Transport sector consumes a lot. Uh, so this is being driven by various factors, not only the listed ones. This is being driven by various other factors as well, but the important factors are the rapid urbanization. So, the population is increasing at one end. At the same time, uh, the things which needed to transit for commutation and all those purpose, simultaneously the need of transport is also increasing. Rapid industrialization and increasing working class of the people, it is also, day by day the market of cars or the passenger vehicle segment is increasing. In 2010, when you compare 2010 level and 2015 level, the CAGR is around 12 percentage. So day by day, with all other factors, the demand for transport sector is also increasing. So the main cost for the consumer as well as for the energy security, we have to think about the fuel economy and fuel standards. How come we can optimize the consumption of the fuel? So this is the fuel consumption share of the vehicles in India. So most of the vehicles are driven by either diesel or petrol. Of course, electric vehicle penetration is not much, although it is around 1%. So there is a huge demand for us to think about how can we utilize the current fuel consumption, or how can we utilize the current fuel availability by enhancing the performance of the vehicles. Most of the although two-wheeler segment is consuming more, but if you see the consumption, population of the two wheelers is, of course, it is more, but if you see the consumption of the fuel, it is more towards it's morely consumed by either the passenger cars and the heavy duty vehicles. So it is really important for us to think what kind of standards we can bring to fuel consumption. And this is the share of vehicle production all over the world. And if you see the Asia Pacific, it's around 60%. The market of the Indian economy is it's rapidly growing. So it is really it's the fuel consumption. This is the vehicle change. I mean the production level. Uh, Almost 75 percentage of the GHG emissions. Uh, it is occurred due to the four wheelers only. So which is around 14 percentage. So really there is a need was felt to regulate the fuel efficiency of the upcoming vehicles. So you know, apart from the what are the impact of the fuel efficiency regulation is it will not only bring down the energy or the demand of the fuel, but it will also help us to reduce the emissions, and it will lead a sustainable path. It will help us to have a sustainable path in the transport sector. So this fuel efficiency norms are not the new thing to India. I'm sorry, to the global. So globally, USA and Canada have already notified their fuel economy standards. European Union, China, Japan have already notified the targets. For in this year, they have to reduce their CO2 emissions up to this level. So India also introduced the fuel consumption standards for M1 category of vehicles, which is having their unladen gross vehicular weight having 3,500 kgs and less than that one during 2015 April. So this is a part of national climate change. So way back in 2009, PMO have approved Ministry of Power and Bureau of Energy Efficiency to develop the standard or the approach to reduce the energy demand in terms of fuel efficiency standards. So this standards has been made in consultation with the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. This standards will be notified, will be developed and notified by Ministry of Power and Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Of course, we have already notified that one, and the standards will be implemented by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So these are all the targets of various economies. Uh, so if you see the fleet average CO2 emissions of the other nations, and if you compare our nation, it's pretty good. I mean, we have taken 2010 base, the weighted average of all vehicles that is being manufactured in India. 2009-10 base, and in that year the average fleet average CO2 emission in terms of gram per kilometers is around 141 gram. So we have developed, we have given certain targets to the manufacturers to achieve to reduce the CO2 emission in terms of gram per kilometer by 2022 in India it is 2022 to 113 grams per kilometer, which is of course it will lead to an improvement of 1.98 percentage per year. That is the emission improvement. I mean the in terms of reduction. So Ministry of Power have developed the standards for the vehicles, that is M1 category of vehicles. So it includes four-wheelers other than quadricycles used for carriage of passengers and luggage not comprising more than 9 seat with the gross vehicular weight of 3,500 kgs. So this standard is already notified, it is already in place, but this standard we have notified for 2017 as well as for 2022. So so how we have prepared these standards? Are we have we just taken up the average fuel consumption of all vehicles? What are the other factors that's been involved while developing this standard? So we have did cost benefit analysis for small and medium vehicles. So while setting the targets, we have to see what is the techno-economic line that can accommodate both small category of vehicles and mid-size cars as well. So we have made in such a way that the payback period due to the standards, it should not go beyond 3 years, because uh, we have to any regulation or any standard would have, if you have a impact, uh, if you got the output within 3 years, 2 years or 3 years, it will be good for setting up the regulations. So we have done the cost benefit analysis, and what kind of savings required, and what is the cost to achieve the standard in 17 and 22. We have done all those scenarios, and based on that scenarios we have defined the standard target. So this is just a screenshot of the cost benefit analysis, where the red line shows the target line, I'm sorry, the baseline, 2009-10 baseline, and the green one is the 2017 standard, and the blue one is 2022 standard. So what is the impact of this fuel consumption standard? So if you see, as of now, the curve, the black curve is the cost curve. So with this standard 2 year fuel saving, we can achieve about 25 percentage of 25 percentage of fuel savings in 2017, and almost 37 percentage in 2022, based on the notified fuel efficiency standard. So the highlights of this fuel efficiency standards is this standards has been notified in terms of liter per 100 kilometers. This standard will follow the test procedure that is being laid out in TAP, type approval procedure. Uh, this standard also specifies how can you determine the fuel consumption in terms of petrol equivalent. So we have mentioned various fuel category, I mean LPG, diesel, CNG, and we have also included the electric vehicle. So and the emission will be calculated in terms of petrol equivalent. We have also given the conversion factors. How can you convert towards the petrol equivalent? And so this is a target for the manufacturers. This actually the corporate, we call it as corporate average fuel consumption standard. So this standard is for a manufacturer who have manufactured a number of vehicles, and the weighted average or the weighted fuel consumption of that vehicle should achieve uh, this much quantity. Say for example, if the vehicle weight is 1037 kgs, the target I mean the weighted average of the manufacturer is 1037 kgs. His average fuel consumption will be 5.4922 liter per 100 kilometer. So this equation accommodate all the vehicle category. So this is the standard for 2017-18, and for 22-23 onwards, phase 2, they will follow this standard. So they target to achieve, say for example, if the weighted average is 1145 kgs, they target to achieve the fuel consumption is 4.76 liter per 100 kilometers. So yeah, this average fuel consumption of the Indian passenger vehicle is around 14.5 kilometer per year in the year 2000. 2010 indicates that the average fuel consumption sold in India have increased to 16.5 kilometers per liter. So, how far? What's the impact? How far it will increase? Like, the energy savings achieved due to the standards is 22.97 million TOE. So if the manufacturer uh, is achieving the target, so in 2017 he have to achieve 5.5 liter per 100 kilometers, and 2020 to 23 4.78. So the savings in terms of CO2 will be again 129.8 gram CO2 per kilometers, and in 22 113 gram CO2 per kilometers. So this is a trend line. The dots are the vehicles. We have plotted the vehicles with respect to the trend line, that is 2017 and 2022. So most of the vehicles have already falling or aligning with the 2017 standards, and uh, and in 2022, of course they will be preparing to achieve the standard. So the red dot is 2009-10 weighted figure. uh, so most of the vehicles is already in line with the 2017 standards. So another approach to enhance the performance of vehicle is the star labeling for the passenger cars. So star labeling for we have already 21 appliances labeled in the market. I mean 21 category of appliances we have given. We have started the star rating program. So there was a need when need was felt to provide information to the consumer about the fuel economy of the passenger vehicle. So we have parallelly developed the star labeling program for passenger cars, which is under process. Uh, so we have already done all those studies and baseline. We have developed the standards. Right now, we are developing the compliance and enforcement mechanism. How can we give the star label, and what kind of check testing can be done? How we can do check testing if we issue star label? Because in appliances, we can go and pick appliance from the market, and we can do compliance verifications. But in terms of vehicle, it is pretty difficult. So we are working on the compliance and enforcement mechanism. How can we once the star label was issued, how can we verify that that car is complied with the standard or not? And once this is over, so we will launch the standards and labeling program for passenger cars. So broadly, the labeling program highlights is again it covers M1 category of vehicles, and again the test procedure will be same as we will follow the TAP procedure, and the star rating performance parameter will be we will be giving in terms of IFER, Indian Fuel Economy rating. Even if you see air conditioners, we started giving Indian specific seasonal energy efficiency ratio inverter air conditioners. So we thought of giving the performance indicator in terms of Indian fuel economy rating, and the fuel consumption, that is the fuel displayed in the label, will be the actual fuel, because here if you see we have shown only petrol. If it is the fuel is diesel, equivalent consumption will be calculated, and it will be displayed on the label. Yeah, so the important thing is there are two approaches apart from what we are doing for the emission reduction, as sir have mentioned. So this is also one of the approach, like standard. We are placing a standard. We are giving targets to the manufacturers to achieve the fuel reduction, or to enhance the efficiency of the vehicle, as well as there is another approach, parallel approach. So to create a demand pull in the market, so that through labeling program, so that the star labeling program itself enhance the or drives the market towards energy efficiency. So that's from my part. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sundaramurthy. Are there any questions? There's one over there. I just had one question. Well, you can go, and then I'll ask my question
Thank
later
you.
on.
My name is Shankar.
Microphone arrived